If you are one of these people who constantly complains about Hollywood being out of ideas, you have to go see this movie. So I just saw Nope, Jordan Peele's new horror sci-fi thriller movie, and I am completely blown away. There is a lot happening in a film like Nope, and it's definitely Jordan Peele's most ambitious film that he's done so far. I loved Get Out, I loved Us, I enjoy his style of filmmaking and how cinematic and how much symbolism and just his films make you think. And Nope is definitely one of the wildest Jordan Peele movie experiences I have had so far. Now, I don't want to spoil too much of this film because you should absolutely go see it for yourself. And on that note, you should try to see this movie not only in a theater, but try to see it in IMAX. I am not somebody that really cares about movie formats. Don't get me wrong, I love going to the theater, but I will also watch a movie at home if I really want to see it. And IMAX is great, but it's also super expensive. That being said, a film like Nope should probably be experienced in the grandest way possible. One of those reasons is because of the sound in this film. What Jordan Peele is able to do with sound and the music and everything that's incorporated in the audio part of this movie is incredible. This is one of those instances where you notice it. You are very, very much aware of just how much is being done from an audio perspective, and it is truly impressive. There is obviously much more going on in this film than just how great the sound design was. The plot of this film, I think one of the things that I enjoyed about it so much is that Jordan Peele, for better or for worse, because I know some people are maybe not a fan of how much his films seem to require a lot of thinking, which not everybody wants to do when they go to a movie, and that's fine. There are plenty of movies out there for people who just want to turn their brains off. This film is unique in the sense that I think it works from a perspective of a movie that you're going to be thinking about when you leave the theater, but I also think it works just as a film on its own. If you eliminate any form of symbolism in this movie, which you shouldn't, because there's a lot of great metaphors and themes going on behind the scenes here, but in the event that you do, this movie holds up on its own as just a sci-fi horror epic. And I think that's a real accomplishment, because a lot of the times, especially in Us, a film like that had a lot of themes, and a film like Get Out as well. But Nope has a lot of themes as well, and there's a lot of different ways to interpret a movie like this, which makes it even more impressive that it is possible for this film to stand on its own just as a standalone story. That being said, one of the best parts of this movie is just how much you are going to be thinking about it after you leave the theater. There is a lot happening, and this is definitely Jordan's biggest film, but at the same time, it is reasonably self-contained. There's not a very big cast in this movie. The story takes place, for the most part, in one location for the entire film, the entire 2-hour runtime. So in that sense, it is just as confined, and in some cases maybe as small of a set as Get Out was, but everything's happening on a much larger scale. As a fan of Jordan Peele, that's really exciting. It's great to see Paramount trusting him with more and more funding for his visions. And on that note, protect Jordan Peele at all costs. This man has some of the most original or inspired film ideas that I've ever seen. He's also just an absolute superstar of writing, directing, producing. He's got such a vision for his films, and it doesn't always work when you have the same person who wrote the film who's directing the film, because sometimes you want a writer and a director bouncing ideas off each other, or you want a writer completely out of the way and you let the director do their thing. Jordan Peele has such a cohesive vision for his films, and it is truly impressive that he's able to be this productive. It is so incredibly impressive to watch. Now, when I saw Get Out, it was the first time I had really watched a horror movie. I don't really, or at least I didn't think I liked that genre, but Jordan Peele really opened my eyes to just how wide-ranging the horror genre is. And now some of my favorite movies are horror movies. But on that note, Nope continues to expand what a horror movie can be. And I hope that for anybody watching this film who maybe went in, who isn't a big fan of horror, or was nervous that it might not be exactly the type of film for them, I hope that it continues to expand what you think a horror movie can be. I should also mention that I could absolutely see a decent amount of people not enjoying this film. Now, obviously there's a difference between a film that's bad and a film that you don't like, but I could understand some people maybe not being super crazy about this movie. That being said, if you are one of these people who constantly complains about Hollywood being out of ideas and everything being a remake or a superhero movie these days, you have to go see this movie. Films like Nope, films like Everything Everywhere All at Once are incredibly unique. They are stories that I am so excited are being told, but most importantly, people need to go see and support movies like this because that's the only way we're going to get more. Absolutely go check out Nope, even if you do not think it is the type of movie you would like, just so that you can decide what you think it's about. There are a lot of ways to interpret a movie like this, but in order to have an opinion on it, you gotta go watch it and see for yourself what everyone's talking about. Thanks for watching.